Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, February 2-1, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We have a time for change call tonight. Bing, bang, boom. Do we have limitations? Kind of like a question you ask yourself, do you have limitations? Do you believe that you have limitations? In true reality, we have no limitations. Because of conditioning and programming, many believe that we have limitations. So if you believe you have limitations with anything, you will create those limitations for you. With any truly awesome adventure in this life, we first need a reason or motivation for going. We need a desire to move us forward no matter what challenges or obstacles may come our way. Within us, deep within us, in our core, within the soul, is the enlightened manifester. It's like finding a secret palace in the Himalayan mountains, entirely made of gold and diamonds and on and on. Now, there is every possibility on this journey, like any journey, that we will be stopped, feel blocked, and become deeply distracted by something more appealing along the way. It's a great chance that we will be enticed with seeing something so seductive and exciting that we may forget that the Golden Palace existed at all and think it was just some far-off fantasy, and call off our entire search to find it. Now, to gather up motivation, energy, and discipline for this 52-mile mountainous adventure on foot, we first need to dive deep inside ourselves, ask for real guidance. You start right now with looking within and asking to meet with your unstoppable true nature. If you wish to discover a truly magical life that you love, the first destination is to go deep within you, and find that which does not die, which is your God, your pure consciousness, of which you are. Now, to many of us, a journey like that into the core of our being may seem absolutely impossible, since we are already there in some way. Yet it is the discovery that always continues to reveal itself in a new, outrageous way. The finding of your deepest inner truth, your authentic self, and your real true nature is one that you'll cherish for a lifetime. And when you find your greatest potentiality, every other goal in life seems pale in comparison. This adventure into the core of you, where you'll reveal your soul's unlimited energy, is the same place you'll discover the divine power to reap the harvest of your life's greatest dream. And as in the Course of Miracles, quote from there, everything you see is the result of your thoughts. There is no exception to this fact. Everything you see is the result of your thoughts. Now, for many, that can't be. So what I'm looking at right now, what do you mean it's a result of my thoughts? You created it. You could say you co-created it. Everything on this planet, we created. Not only that, through our thoughts, and everywhere else, we created through our thoughts. That's why we talk about being mindful of your thoughts. Being aware of which ones are yours and which ones aren't. The only ones that are yours are the ones that you send out to the universe. The ones that come in with your name on it are not yours. They may seem to be, but they're not yours. So the intention right now to dive deeper into your innermost core, and that each day you'll be going deeper than you've ever gone before, you'll need to know and trust that you can truly relax and be quiet enough to find it. It is the energy of trust that is essential for our highest experience of existence. Totally trusting the process of relaxation and letting go of resistance to it is absolutely necessary. All of our answers are in the quiet. It is that free soul who has unlimited perceptions about reality and no limits on what is actually possible and impossible. This type of mind has to trust existence to survive. To access the most magical foundation within your being, you'll simply need to do the easiest thing in this world. Relax and become very still. That's it. You'll need to let go of all your efforting and just do nothing. You may think you need to hold your mind still in such a way that it no longer is moving at all. Yet this may only make the mind more jumpy. When we simply practice letting go, letting everything in this universe be exactly the way it is, we will feel a subtle calm sensation in our heart. And something will tell us that everything is perfectly okay. Eventually, the mind will relax and find peace, which will allow us to rest, fall into the innermost core of our being. One might ask, so then why do we create a physical material world and then get seduced into it? It's so we can discover who and what we are within that world, within this body. Doesn't it make sense that you can, when you're aware of things, and you know how things are, and you know who and what you are to the deepest level, then everything changes. It's like an about face. When you desire things or want things, they're there. You know? They're there. How long do you think it would take for any of us? Let's say that you could have anything you wanted 24/7. No matter what it was. Right? As long as it didn't do any harm. But imagine that. You could have 24/7, anything you wanted all the time. You think after a while it'd become boring? Because think about it, you would have no build-up of extra stuff, because if you didn't like it, you could just have it vaporized. But do you think we would get bored with that? I'm sure, I do believe that many would take it for granted after a while, like it was just a common part of the day. What makes your life interesting? You're living, right? Sure. You're kind of figuring out that you're not the body, you're the God in the body, and that you practice staying in the now. And you know why that you practice staying in the now. Because yesterday and tomorrow, as ego mind control, is suffering. When I suggest that you focus on what you want, not what you don't want, even in the beginning, if it's very uncomfortable and you feel, these emotions will come in, guilt and non-deserving and all that crap. You just let it float by. So isn't it interesting that every single thing, everything in your life is created by you? One might think, well, then poverty, right, where someone is homeless and all they care about is what? Food and shelter. That's it. Nothing else. Food and shelter. Of course, water, obviously. You begin to switch with the understanding of it's totally the opposite of what we've been programmed and conditioned with, is that you watch things and then you say, well, I want this. And you have it. So we come into these bodies to do what? Have fun, experience, create our lives, because that's what we do, create our lives. But being consciously aware of your life, big difference between just experiencing your life. And then randomly, most likely, most of the time, whether subconscious or unconscious, or is it conscious, and we send this out, this request, right, to the universe. And it comes to us because we didn't get in the way and we didn't allow the ego mind to intervene because we were in the now. Know that the self is the rider and the body the chariot. The intellect is the charioteer and the mind the reins. The senses say the wise are the horses. The roads they travel are the mazes of desire. The wise call the self the enjoyer when it is united with the body, the senses, and the mind, Bhagavad Gita. So we are the God source, you in that body. You're the God source. You're the God. You're pure consciousness. You're enlightenment. You're Buddha energy, Christ energy. You're the brightest light in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. So what stops us from understanding that? What gets in the way? Well, programming, conditioning, fear, worry, stress. We don't need anything but ourselves. Zero. Because the only thing that's permanent is you in that body. Everything else, expendable, temporary. And as you well know, you could come into the body and 9 months later leave it. Or you could come in the body and 100 years later, you're still in the body. When you become adjusted to the heart-mind and residing within the heart-mind, which means that the ego-mind is left alone, and then you learn, you understand the most amazing things manifest in this life, the very moment we get our mind out of the way and open ourselves up to being fully in this eternal moment of now. For some people, a universal understanding of this life instantly begins flooding the mind. Our body may feel tight and tense right now, yet when we relax into the innermost center of our being, we find that all tension instantly melts away. The key is to learn how to relax deeper into the now and trust that your soul's true infinite existence will guide you and show you the way to let go and find a greater trust in this life. When we trust that this universe never makes mistakes, that it knows no limits to how far it reaches into every one of us, and it's always creating everything totally perfect in every way, we start to see that this life is divinely perfect exactly as it is. And when we realize the perfection that this life already contains, then we will stop fighting it. It is only through the energy of trusting in the divine perfection that we can relax all internal efforting and dive deep enough inside to access the innermost core of our being, which is the God. The center of your being is where all your real power is found. It is your real magic wand that can create anything you desire. It is the place where the entire universe you are creating in each moment is designed. When you go to where the source of where your thoughts are radiating from, you become the source of life itself. The day you are in touch with the core of what you are, will you be able to grow new roots for stability in your life? Branch out into the skies of your true unlimited potentiality? Our magical core is buried deep and is hidden beneath layers of beliefs, memories, and ideas about who you are. It is not necessarily at the core of your physical body, yet it is at the core of your being. To find this place, our bodies must be totally relaxed and at ease. When this occurs, our mind and all of its layers of thoughts fall away. We must be totally willing to surrender to this experience of our life in this now moment for total relaxation to take place. When the mind simply lets go of all its planning and scheming and efforting, our body naturally becomes completely at ease. And our core presents itself to us. It's good to know that our mind is our ticket to prison or freedom. By understanding that we don't know everything there is to know just yet, you open your mind to an entirely new world of possibility. One of them is that you are living in a super powerful manifesting vehicle in a multidimensional infinite universe which has unlimited potentiality and energy to create anything. Let this idea open your mind right now. Drop all limited perceptions you used to have about what is possible and what is not. Get rid of them. Drop them out. This is the greatest opportunity of a lifetime, to be open to that anything is possible. Anything. Allow this moment to sink down into your body. Follow it into your deepest, innermost essence, where you can relax and connect with the most fertile soil, your soul. Our core essence is the only place we can experience the truth of who we are. If it is where we will know ourselves as divine. It's not through a new idea presented by the mind that we will uncover this awesome discovery. It is only through the heart of your physical body. It's a good idea to have your childlike curiosity with you when you do this. Now, it's not hard to do. It's a simple exploration that only a childlike curiosity can handle. To look deeply inside, you are this true essence already. It is what you've been searching for your entire life. It is so close to you that if you're using the mind at all, even a smidgen, you're going to miss it. You'll miss it. Now, this profound new experience doesn't happen by thinking about it or trying to make it happen. In fact, it's just the opposite. You drop into it. When you have to let go of all efforting, completely stop thinking and simply start resting and relaxing into your innermost being. It's not through your head that the real answers in this life are found, but your heart, that you can experience enlightenment. A cosmic creative energy rushes in the instant you let go of using your brain to try to attain it. And relax your body into whatever you are right now. Now, this profound inner experience doesn't happen by thinking about it or trying to make it happen. You drop into it when you have let go of all efforting, completely stop thinking, and simply start resting and relaxing into your innermost being. It's not your head that the real answers in this life are found, but your heart, that you can experience enlightenment. A cosmic creative energy rushes in the instant you let go of using your brain to try to attain it. You may not understand this completely, yet the greatest opportunity of a lifetime is simply to be here now. As silly or as crazy as that sounds to people, When you allow this moment to sink into your body, you become complete with this life, and life becomes complete with you. You instantly fall into yourself again and again and again. You discover that your deepest innermost essence was always here. And to contact with it is as simple as passing a rake over the fertile soil, your soil. You simply reach down, touch the dirt, and you'll discover the magical core of your being instantly. You discover that your deepest innermost essence was always here. As easy as passing a rake over the fertile soil, which is your soul. You can instantly realize that you are and always were intimately connected with an old, powerful, intelligent energy that is already happening and helping you manifest everything you desire. See, every one of us are already magical, and we don't know it. Many of us don't even know we're magical. We think that's some kind of a story, a fairy tale. We are already a supreme manifesting beings who were simply conditioned and programmed by parents, siblings, schools, teachers, TV, and media to think we are not. That's the bottom line. We believe that we're not what we are. And we go through this life, the next life, the next life, the next life. Believing we are not. This is the dilemma for humanity, for the civilization. Since most people around you are most likely still asleep to this knowledge, it will take every bone in your body to create the strength needed to wake yourself up completely to it. Almost, I'm not going to say all, but I'll say almost every human being on this planet becomes lost in the illusions and beliefs of others. We came into this incarnation with blinding past karma to clear away, and are thus deeply unaware that there is a great divine source eminently already within our very being. Now, when the mind is habitually distracted by thoughts, constantly getting lost in a vast sea of things, ideas, future concepts, and memories, it forgets the real reason we are here. To find that golden castle hidden deep in the hills. Yet sometimes, even though you may think you are sidetracked, if you have not totally forgotten the possibility, there is a greater power inside you in this now moment. You are almost all the way home. You just need to make it your number one priority if you wish to access it 24 hours a day. Now, the only way that any of us could possibly miss finding the magical core of our being is by being distracted by some thought inside the mind. There are many things that the mind believes is more amazing and will do anything to get you there. It will want to work harder to get you there. And yet once it arrives, it will doubt that you have arrived. And when you're living up in your head, always following the mind, imagining this and that, you will feel lost. This is normal and the right experience for those who live in between their ears. When we are connecting with our innermost magical being, the mind seems like a dry, thirsty desert. And we are already swimming in the vast ocean. When we've arrived at our magical core, we will notice that the images in our mind will change. Yet you always feel connected at your core to the source of life. You'll feel free from the mind, and yet able to use the mind to redirect you back into this magical core essence of who and what you are. Now, accessing the magical core is not about creating a new experience of you or a bigger understanding of who you are. It's more simple than that. It's all about diving into what your experience of this life is, as it is right now. You don't realize how much you are trapped up in your head. Thoughts are always flying by, and you're still attempting to deal with them. Don't touch the thoughts. Just watch them like they were clouds far, far, far away. When life gives us a great challenge, such as how to master our mind, the best way we can meet this divine opportunity is to just feel calm, relax, and at ease inside. Know that practicing this in itself will master the mind. By feeling, right? Being free, calm, relaxed, and at ease inside, you'll be blown away at what occurs. Reality comes shining through when we return to what is real. The innermost core of our being is actually the only thing that is real. As I've said many times, everything else is transitory. Mind and its excessive worry-filled imagination was our everyday reality, yet could change as swiftly into a cosmic consciousness with our next breath of air. All it needs is a tiny opening in the door of your being. The very moment your mind has found the source of stillness inside, you will know this truth. The innermost core of your being is the final frontier. We are here to explore. And at the core of you is the spiritual source of existence and beyond. It is what gives us life, breathes life through us, and is the reason for all enjoyment, pleasure, and freedom from suffering. It is what we really are when the continuous mind chatter gets quiet. When we truly explore the source from where every little thought arises, we simply experience a unique yet eternal expression of ourselves. And we'll call yours benignness. The result is absolute freedom and the realization that you always had the option to be free from suffering, and will have that option forevermore. How do you know that you've reached the core of your being? You will authentically feel in touch with everything in this life. There is this 100% honest relationship that naturally happens with others, and you cannot lie to anyone or anything. You are with yourself in a way that you can only speak your greatest possible truth. If you would lie down receptivity is your personal effort. You must choose not to try to do anything else, or, in fact, you can't do anything else. If we are standing in darkness and do our part by opening the door, the light rushes in to meet us. Vernon Howard. We're all living in a world filled with energy and information that is extremely impermanent and constantly changing. And yes, your body, your house, your kids won't look the same in 10 years, obviously. Not to mention the next 40 years, unless you establish a deep connection with the spiritual source of your infinite energy inside. Once you do, your body will exist in a state of absolute health and vitality forever. Massive positive change begins with one simple choice. The decisions to relax deeply into the experience you're having right now. Once you consciously and continuously choose this, you can release your rushing habit, lifestyle that believes there's somewhere better than here now. Only then can we access the ability to give ourselves permission to relax. Now, once we consciously and continuously choose this, we can release our rushing habit and lifestyle that believes there's something better than here and now. Only then can we access the ability to give ourselves permission to relax. When we have no concept of time and are truly honoring the timeless, eternal being that we are, you can actually relax in the core of your innermost being. Notice how you push and pull against time in your life. How do you force life to be something other than what you are? How are your relationships with people, situations, money, job, and yourself? Is it stressful? How often do you go with the flow or struggle to move upstream? Just notice what your relationship is like with time and what type of relationship with time that you can have that will truly satisfy you. If you are used to thinking, how can I get more of XYZ and get away from ABC, how can I get more of XYZ and get away from ABC? If you're in that thinking, then you'll never find that golden palace with its diamond floors and walls. Even when your desires get manifested, the ego is pleased just momentarily. What does it feel like to release the idea that your dreams, your desires, need to be achieved at a certain time and move into the present moment of feeling, what is my experience of this life in this now moment? When we are simply here now, the blissful peace and the magical stillness arises within our very being. We can maintain the deep stillness inside for several weeks, months, or even years, depending on how much internal, mental, and emotional negative thinking habits we've stopped analyzing and repressing on the inside, started letting them fully go as they arrive. By abiding in this space of stillness inside, something magical occurs along the way. We start seeking our dreams and desires. Become manifested before our very eyes. By saying and staying present to the now, paying close attention to the innermost core of your being, and watching the mind play out its drama, and not being attracted to the scenes, we become an exotic master of our life. Knowledge of the self is the mother of all knowledge. So it is incumbent on me to know myself, to know it completely, to know its minutiae, its characteristics, its subtleties, and its very atom, Khalil Gibran. I'll join in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. An easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Whoever you've decided you are is still the tiniest fraction of who you really are. You are not defined by the ideas you have about yourself, nor your desires, nor the shape of your body, and not the positive or negative attitude of your mind. You are beyond all of this. You are indefinable. You are greater than your mind can fathom. You are a spiritual energy which is unbounded and infinite. This is the true you that will never die. For 5 minutes, sometime today, sit with the question, who am I? Explore it with your heart, not with your head. Be aware of the mind whenever it creates another idea of who you will be or who you were. And instead, dive into the very essence of your being. Explore what is here now, at the very core of you in the moment. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will return here tonight around 9 p.m. Eastern for the Time for Change call, and Thursday, February 22, 2024, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. No matter what's happening within you or outside of you.